Humans have been the undisputed kings of the SA coin dungeon, but with the introduction of Demiurge and Narbrawl in the Overlord rerun, things are about to change. With Demiurge's oppressive weak point style kit combined with Narbrawl's attack buffs, unknowns can easily make the SA dungeon a 2-turn clear. So let's take a quick look at their kits and gear, get a better idea of what I am referring to. So his first ability is going to be a Blackfire single target, which is a double crit chance increase, and then extra damage based off of Blazing Inferno. Second ability is going to be an Inferno AoE, which is triple damage on debuffed enemies, and increased scaling based off of Mind Control. His passive is what's going to be applying Mind Control. What matters here is that there is one stack of Blazing Inferno applied, and then there would be additional damage based off of Attribute Advantage. His Relic is going to apply a second Blazing Inferno stack, and then the second clause doesn't matter because that's referring to Demon Allies. Now his gear is obviously going to be attack crits. We have engravements in the top row, then we have C in the middle and bottom, because the enemies do scale based off of our own defense and HP. Now Gamma has a Electro Blast single target, which is an attack related buff on that ability, and then a Pierce AoE. That doesn't matter too much. What really matters here is her passive is going to be an attack buff to unknown race allies for each unknown race ally participating in battle. There's going to be 3 on the field, so that's basically half of a Liz Relic, which is pretty good. Her Holy Relic also matters a little bit less because we're not too worried about shocking the enemies, which we can do, but it's a little less consistent. So her gears are going to be in a borrowed attack set because I haven't made her attack gear yet. And then again, C on the middle and the bottom row. Nanashi's big thing here is that he, on his Relic, is going to be boosting unknown race allies' basic stats, which is obviously going to include his flat attack. Now, the enemies do have a little bit of additional scaling based off of buffs, and unfortunately, not only does Nanashi apply normal blue buffs, but his passive does apply a HP buff and some extra defense-related buffs on the Relic. So that is going to theoretically make the bugs a little tankier on paper, but in practice, Nanashi is still a really good unit here. Probably the best unknown buffer. And then Liz is obviously your time limit dungeon hero with the passive there, boosting our damage by 40%, and then a flat attack on her Relic of about 50%. You're going to use the number 40 Sky Ocean Somerset to buff unknown race allies attack, and then you're going to use attack food to make your runs more consistent. So that's going to be the setup. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, so the first wave is going to be the triple bugs that we see all the time. No big deal there. You're going to see a couple gray debuffs on everybody, right? So that's Mind Control and Shockwave. Doesn't matter too much here. What matters is that we do have that double Blazing Inferno stack, which is big for us. Let's do a quick stat check. We got 66 on Demi, 59 on Gamma, 30 on Nanashi. Here are the basic stat passives that do boost their basic stats based off on our own. And then here is the buff passive, which scales based off these Nanashi buffs. So you're not going to technically see peak damage, but you're going to see really good damage. So there's 2 ways you can do this. The first way is the way that obviously I would recommend doing this. You have a really well-built Demiurge, and you're able to one-tap the first wave for about 1.6 to 1.7 if you didn't pull an extra Nanashi card. If you didn't pull in the extra Nanashi card, so you have the extra HP and defense buffs. Now, damage can change if you don't have those buffs. The second phase here, Copper Demon, pretty big guy. You're not going to see those gray buffs this time. You're going to use the leftover card from Demi, which is going to be a single target, and then you do have a double hit from Demiurge. Now, we did get lucky. We do have a Silver Merge. We're going to keep things rolling here, do a couple more runs, double check the consistency. Now, you can see that I did not reset for a box, and that's just because I'm only doing this for a video, time constraint reasons. I would absolutely recommend... Ooh, a gold box. Wow, okay. I would absolutely recommend that you reset every single time you don't see a box drop after that first wave. You want to make sure that you can guarantee yourself 24 coins at the very minimum every single time you do this, and that is how you are able to do that. Now, another way that you can approach the first wave is to Narbrawl AoE first, and then do the Demiurge AoE. The reason that it's obviously strong is because it's 2 AoEs, but you're going to be able to apply Shock on everybody. You're just going to increase their basic stats with the Relic, and that is also going to do additional damage to shocked enemies that your unknowns will do. It's the second class of her passive. You're going to see Demiurge's AoE hits for about 2 million to, a little higher. Again, depending on damage variance, and if you don't have these extra Nanashi buffs. We did get another silver merge. We're going to go ahead and throw that out there. Let's see if we can do an extra run without getting any merges, just so that we can see the full RNG-less version of this, and just to sort of show that it's a fairly consistent team. It's obviously not as fast as the humans, and I'm not saying that, right? That's what I just said. But it's to show that there is another option if you weren't playing when, you know, all of the optimal humans came out, or if you got unlucky, or you're just starting here or whatever. You know, it's not a big deal. So, let's see what the damage looks like if we were to throw out this Nanashi AoE, and then we'll Demiurge. 354, that's pretty good. So you're still going to get the shock debuff, and you're going to see 2 mil. Pretty nice. I like it. So if you do it that way, you're going to have your 3 attacks from Demiurge and your 3 attacks from Gamma. None of these got any kind of merges, so you can use all 3 of these bronze abilities. Should be enough damage to kill off the Copper Demon. Now, unfortunately, he does have an immunity to damage over time effects, so you can't apply that same shock mechanic here. So it's important to keep that in mind and just use your abilities based off of that. So your damage could be a little less than me, but if you engrave your Gamma Gears, which is the only thing I didn't really do, you could definitely make this 100% consistent. I don't really have any issues with it, so I think it's just another viable option to humans. If you guys like to drop a thumb, maybe sub if you're into that, and I'll see you in the next one.